Welcome to this high-speed, action-packed explainer. Today we're completely cracking the code on two of the absolute most powerful Latin roots in the English language, DUC and DUCT. Both of these mean to lead, and to help us master this, we've brought in our very own Detective Duke the Duck. You know, spelling bee champions don't just memorize random lists of words, they act like vocabulary detectives. They break words apart and look for the clues hidden inside. So if you want a complete master guide to these roots so you never have to guess on stage again, you are in exactly the right place. Let's get into it. Okay, let's take a quick look at Detective Duke's training itinerary. We're going to run through 6 exact steps today: word detective training, pronunciation and spelling secrets, advanced words and families, some unforgettable memory tricks, an interactive spelling bee quiz, and finally a rapid review and final challenge. This whole roadmap is designed to give you a massive competitive edge, so let's jump right in. First up, Section 1, Word Detective Training, breaking down words. The absolute secret to building your vocabulary foundation is learning to slice words apart into their prefixes and roots. That's how you uncover their literal meanings. And the ultimate detective question you always need to ask yourself here is, what exactly is being led? Let's look at how adding a tiny prefix completely changes the direction of what's being led. We'll run through 4 quick cases. Take introduce. It combines intro, meaning into, with deuce, meaning lead. So literally, lead into. In modern terms, you're presenting someone to a new group. Then we have deduce. D means down, so you're leading down to a conclusion, which is exactly what a detective does when figuring out clues. Now look at reduce. Re means back. To lead back an amount literally means to make it smaller. And finally, produce. Pro means forward. Think of factories leading products forward to create or bring them forth. Make sense? What's really wild is that we can decode massive physical structures or even big abstract concepts just by looking at these same Latin building blocks. Look at abduct. Ab means away, so it literally means to lead or carry away by force. Aqueduct combines aqua for water with duct. It literally translates to leading water, which perfectly describes those massive ancient Roman water structures. Then there's education. It uses E for out and ation for process. It's literally the process of leading out a person's abilities through learning and teaching. And induction? Well, in means in, so it's the act of leading or bringing someone into a group. All right, I want you to pause for a second and think like a detective. Can you break down these 3 words: reproduce, conductive, and introductory? Well, reproduce adds re to produce, so it literally means to bring forward again. Conductive adds con, meaning together, and the suffix ive, meaning having the quality of carrying or leading something. And introductory? That relates to leading into something, like serving as an opening. Pretty outstanding detective work, right? Moving right along to Section 2, Pronunciation and Spelling Secrets, Gaining the Edge. You know, so many spelling bee students lose points because, well, they know a word's meaning, but they stumble on its tricky pronunciation patterns or its grammatical forms. Mastering these little details will totally save you on stage. You really need to pay close attention to this distinct pronunciation pattern. The DUCE spelling is almost always pronounced deuce, like in reduce, produce, deduce, and induce. But DUCT, that keeps a hard T sound and is pronounced duct, like in conduct, product, aqueduct, and abduct. Now, you have to beware of the special rule for the word conduct, because it actually changes based on how it's used. As a noun, the stress is at the front, conduct, like his conduct was excellent. But as a verb, the stress shifts to the back, conduct, like she will conduct the experiment. Same exact spelling, completely different stress, entirely different meaning. Advanced spellers also swear by these 5 crucial secrets. First, always watch for suffixes like tation, iv, or, ori, ibel, and ijin. They're massive clues because they often signal the part of speech. Second, do not mix up your verbs and nouns. Produce is the verb meaning to create, but product is the noun for the actual thing created. Third, deduce means to figure out, while deduct means to subtract. They have very similar spellings, but entirely different meanings. Fourth, notice how endings change the word entirely, like the verb educate becoming the noun education. And fifth, this is a big one. Strong spellers don't just memorize isolated words, they learn entire word families. And that brings us perfectly to Section 3, Advanced Words and Families, Building Your Arsenal. It's time to equip yourselves with some advanced weaponry by diving into the high-level words and families that show up constantly in spelling bees. Let's quickly but energetically guide ourselves through these tricky traps and their exact phonetic pronunciations. Adduce, pronounced adduce, meaning to offer as evidence. Watch out for that tricky double D. Deducible, pronounced deducible, means able to be figured out. Pay attention to the surprising ending on ductile, pronounced ductile. It means able to be stretched into a wire. Then we have conductive, pronounced conductive, meaning helping something move or happen. An inducement, pronounced inducement, is something that persuades you. Think of a scholarship serving as an inducement to choose a specific college. And our root also stretches way into science and engineering. We have introductory, pronounced introductory, which simply serves as an introduction. Reductive, pronounced reductive, means oversimplifying something complex. Then there's educable, pronounced educable, meaning capable of being taught. Viaduct, pronounced viaduct, uses via, meaning road, so it literally means leading a road across a bridge. And finally, semiconductor, pronounced semiconductor. It uses semi for half, meaning a material that only partly conducts electricity. This brings us to the Family Power Challenge. The beauty of learning a root is that it instantly unlocks 4 or 5 words at once. The educ family gives you educate, education, educator, and educational. The produce family instantly unlocks produce, product, production, productive, and productivity. Knowing deduce helps you easily spell deduction, deductive, and deducible, and the conduct family reveals conduct, conductor, conductive, and conductivity. The root always remains visible as your ultimate spelling clue. All right, Section 4, Unforgettable Memory Tricks, Visual Anchors. Let's upgrade our mental hard drives for a second. Visual anchors are hands down one of the most effective ways to guarantee you never blank out under the bright lights of the stage. I really want you to paint a vivid, colorful picture in your mind for each of these. Whenever you see DUC, I want you to imagine a giant yellow duck leading a parade of animals. DUC equals lead. For educate, picture a wise old owl teacher gently leading glowing knowledge stars right out of her students' heads. For deduce, picture Detective Duck closely following muddy footprints that lead straight to a clue. For produce, see a busy beaver factory rolling shiny new products forward on a conveyor belt. Imagine an aqueduct as a giant, ancient stone sky bridge carrying rushing water. For reduce, visualize a huge pile of heavy books shrinking smaller and smaller as the amount is led back. And for introduce, picture a really shy little rabbit being gently guided or led into a brand new club. Welcome to Section 5, Interactive Spelling Bee Quiz, the final trial. The training montage is officially over, folks. It is time to test exactly what you know in an interactive, fast-paced game show-style quiz. I'm going to read the clue, and I want you to try and answer before I reveal it. Ready? Let's go. Question 1. What is the meaning of DUC or DUCT? Lead. Question 2. The word for figure out using clues. That's deduce. Question 3. The word for to teach. Educate. Question 4. What is the meaning of AQA? Water. Question 5. What word literally means lead water? Aqueduct. All right, let's keep this momentum rolling. Question 6. What prefix means forward? Pro. Question 7. Which word belongs to the produce family? Productive. Question 8. To carry away by force. Abduct. Question 9. An orchestra leader? Conductor. And question 10. Able to be stretched into wire? Ductile. Fantastic job recalling those advanced definitions. You're crushing it. Now we're going to transition seamlessly into the fill-in-the-blank round. Ready? Teachers educate students. Detectives deduce answers from clues. Factories produce products. An aqueduct carries water. And finally, to make something smaller is to reduce it. Let's keep going. A music leader is a conductor. A bridge carrying a road is a viaduct. To persuade someone is to induce them. The process of learning is education. And bringing someone into a group is to introduce them. See, by practicing these specific contexts, you are directly training your brain to instantly recognize the exact right word to use when you're up on that stage. Let's launch right into our final sprint, the Word Analysis Challenge. What does RE mean in reduce? Back. What does pro mean in produce? Forward. What does AB mean in abduct? Away. What does AQUA mean in aqueduct? Water. And what does duct mean? Lead. Finishing strong now. What does INTRO mean? Into. What does educate literally mean?
Lead out. What does deduce literally mean? Lead down to a conclusion. What does via mean in viaduct? Road. And finally, what is our absolute golden rule question whenever you see DUC or DUT? What is being led? Bam! You nailed it.
And here we are at Section 6, Rapid Review and Final Challenge. Etymology Expert. Let's do a massive rapid-fire brain dump of everything we've just learned before we face our ultimate expert-level decoding challenge. Think about it. We've already covered the history, the prefixes, the pronunciation patterns, the word families, and all those elite spelling strategies. You are now a true etymologist. Just look at how easily you can decode highly complex words now. Introductory breaks down into intro, duct, and ori, meaning something that leads you into a subject. Conductive uses con, duct, and iv, able to carry or lead. You can even decode heavy science terms like semiconductor. Semi means half, con means together, duct means lead, and or means thing. Put it together, it partly carries electricity. Educable uses DUC, and able, capable of being taught. And viaduct combines via and duct to carry a road across an obstacle. You are breaking down totally unfamiliar words perfectly. Remember, great spellers aren't just born, they're built, one single root at a time. Every single root you learn is like a master key that unlocks hundreds of new words. So the next time you see a word containing DUC or DUCT, I want you to stop and ask yourself, what exactly is being led? That one simple question will completely unlock the world around you. So keep exploring, keep decoding, and keep growing that vocabulary. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you on the next masterclass.